5 meeting. Number 2, board to consider and take the action of employment of Stephen L. Smith Corp., a financial consultant of the school district for the fiscal year 24-25.
On this one, we would just need a motion and a vote to approve Stephen L. Smith for the 24-25 fiscal year.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Parker,
Yes.
Bowe,
Yep.
Gibson. Yes. Collins. Yes.
And 3, we would, everybody is here and present, so we would, there's no action we have to take on that one.
Okay. Number 4, consider and take action of the resolution determining the maturities of the setting date, time, and place for the sale of the $750,000 building bonds of the school district and designated bond council of the insurance bond.
And,
Is that the noon date, May?
yes, yeah, that would be May 5th at 12 p.m. We would hold that special meeting. And then so with the resolution as it is written, what we need on this one is we just need a motion to approve the resolution and then a vote.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution.
I'll second. Parker,
Yes.
Bowe,
Yes.
Gibson. Yes. Collins. Yes.
And number 5, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Meeting adjourned. Moving straight forward to the next.
Got a couple minutes. So they can do it right.
Sorry guys, couldn't vote.
All right, that's the shortest meeting ever.
Efficient, most efficient.
Yeah.
Right. Sorry.
For this next one, you have a smaller agenda, there's just 2 papers on it. We omitted the fundraisers, and so we had to retype that and repost it. So the one that's stapled to the special meeting, the only thing that's different is it doesn't have fundraisers listed on the consent agenda. So if you, either one, the rest of it's exactly the same. Just want to make sure everybody knew that. That's all we did there.
Okay.
Yep.
Stand for the pledge, allegiance. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
bow your heads with me real quick. Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this opportunity to come here tonight. We just ask that you be with us as we make decisions for our school and listen to these young people as they talk about the FFA program, and just bless them and guide and guard and direct all of us and all things that we do. In your name, amen.
Call the meeting to order and roll call members. Number 2, board to swear in the new member, seat number 5.
We had it.
You're standing there. Do you want this, is this good?
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine.
Raise your right hand. I, Paul Michael,
I, Paul Michael,
hereby declare under oath
I hereby declare under oath
that I will faithfully perform the duties
I will faithfully perform the duties
of board member of Cherokee Public Schools,
of board member of Cherokee School.
seat number 5,
Seat number 5,
District 1,
District 1,
-046,
-046,
the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
all the duties
all the duties
pertaining to the office
pertaining to the office
and obey the Constitution of the laws
and obey the Constitution of the laws
of the United States of America.
of the United States of America.
Congratulations.
So help me God.
Don't sit down, don't sit down. I need a picture. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Okay. And, just don't forget, Shane, you'll want to sign that, and then there's a place for Paul to sign also on that.
Very good.
Number 3, discussion and vote to reorganize the board.
It's kind of up to you all to discuss
Okay.
here, and
Can you guys kind of fill me in here? I know you're president,
Okay.
you're
Clerk,
clerk,
Vice President.
and you're just board member.
That's right.
Okay. I'll make a motion that you just leave it the way it is.
So I'm going to decline, or I want to, I would really, in my mind, I think that we should rotate a little more. I think that to keep things active and ongoing within the officers. So that's my personal thought. So in saying that, I would like to leave the floor open for any other nominations.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, since I'm the new board member, I would rather not be anything where I can at least get my feet set in the
Yeah.
first year.
But that's understood, very, very, very well.
I don't mind taking that president role unless somebody else has a great desire to do.
Okay, so I'm gonna make the motion then. Alan Bowe be president.
I'll second it.
I would also, I'll just leave it open at that, so.
and I was just gonna say, I think you can do that a couple different ways. You can make a motion, second, vote on those positions individually, or you can make a motion to nominate several
Yes.
positions, however that
Okay.
needs to happen.
So at this point, I could say, is there any other nominations for any of the other officers or the president? So, go ahead, Alan.
Well, I would just, the other positions, I mean,
The other
like clerk.
clerk, vice president and clerk.
Do you want to stay that, or would you like to swap? Do you have a preference?
Do you have a preference,
Do we
Chris?
want to move Shane into one of them?
So, in finishing mine, I would like to take a little bit of time off and just be a member, if that is okay with everybody. So, yeah.
You don't want to sign the check?
No, not especially.
I guess the motion needs to remain the rest of the officers the same.
You all don't want to switch,
I was gonna
or?
say, are you wanting to be clerk again? I mean, I'm fine. But I will.
Let me make sure you understood this assignment before you.
No,
I'll do
that is up to you girls, okay?
I'll do whatever. When is the next time that we come up for rotation to
We just,
reorganize?
typically, as soon as we add a new member, we reorganize, but it's my understanding we could do that
We can do that anyway.
whenever we wanted to do it, or
We did it a couple of times recently.
How long?
I think
Yeah.
we've-
Just like a year.
I think we've done it once since I've been
but
on the
it is
board.
kind of, I mean, as
So-
as soon as we swear in a new member, it's required that we reorganize.
This is year 3. that I'm on. So, I mean, I'm fine with leaving things and then maybe revisiting it annually, if that sounds, that way we're.
Can we visit this every year?
Yeah, yeah, because there'll be, it comes open every year, so, and that's typically when we do it.
Well, like I said, I'm trying to learn
Yeah.
about this. Okay.
I'll make a motion to put Alan as president and the others stay as they were.
Second.
Heather seconds. Okay, so, okay.
Who seconded?
I second.
Okay, sorry. I was still waiting on that. Parker?
Yes.
Michael?
Yes.
Poe?
Yep.
Gibson? Yes. Collins?
Yes.
I forgot to vote.
Sure.
So my next question is, does he take over from here? And he can read, and you can read the rest.
All right.
That's
I
why.
mean, it left now.
All right. We'll move on to item number 4, recognition of the Cherokee FFA members. We'll turn it over to them and their advisor at this time.
Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about on the local level what we do as.
David, you have 2 minutes.
So I'm Davin Moody, the Cherokee FFA president, and I'm currently a senior. So we just introduced 3 events this year to the Cherokee FFA. 2 of them we've already done. That was the Call the Wild Cook-Off in January, which was a big success, and we were talking about maybe opening it up to the community, maybe other chapters, but that's for the next team to decide. But as far as the big purse one, it was a good success. In August, we did the new member fair. This was for the new 8th grade ag members, just to kind of dip their feet into all the FFA offers, kind of open them up to the opportunities that they can get involved in. So that was good for them to see everything that they can do. And then at the end of the year, so it'll be the next team that actually does it, but we are going to start a fishing tournament it's at the beginning of summer. So we'll see how that goes. I'm really excited about it. Moving on from that, some community service activities we do are the FFA Shadows. So an FFA member is paired with an elementary student every month, and they do different activities, that kind of thing. And then Stamp Out Starvation, we do that quarterly, so 4 times a year. We always have a good turnout there. We also have Pot of Gold, which the FFA chapter is separated into groups and paired up with an officer. So we each have a group that we've been keeping in contact with throughout the year. And it's a point system. So every event you go to, that group gets so many points. And then at the end of the year, or at the end of the semester, there's both semester, there's like a 1-day little trip kind of thing. And then at the end of the year, including the summer before, there's a 3-day trip. So for the winning group. which is kind of cool. And other chapters have shown interest in introducing that, so that's cool. I think that's, do you guys have any questions about what we do here just in Cherokee?
Well, I do know your plant sale goes off. really
Right.
well.
Yeah. Okay. So fundraising. So we do have the plant sale that's kind of just kicked off, and we'll keep going throughout the summer. And then we also do the labor auction. That's where a big portion of our fundraising comes in, and then of course our meat sales, which I'm sure you all have taken part in. That's what allows us to go on these trips and allows us to compete, entry fees, anything like that. And we're so thankful for the community to support us.
My name is Haley Jans. I'm the Cherokee FFA Vice President, and I'm currently a senior. Today I'm going to be talking about career development events. Our chapter has numerous FFA members that go and compete at career development events, or also known as CDEs, and these are competitions that we take members to that help develop life skills for our members. And so far we've had members and teams that have attended 3 different competitions, and there will be one more that they'll attend this Thursday, and it will be the last one before the state CDE competition held at OSU at the end of April. And then we also have 3 public speakers that have attended speech contests at Northwestern, Cushing, and Burlington. And at the Burlington speech contest, we had 2 public speakers that placed 3rd in their room and one that placed 4th in their room. Do you have any questions?
Do you feel like you all did well placing, or do you think they should have placed higher?
I think we did pretty good. We
Okay.
have a regional speech contest next week that all 3 public speakers will attend, and then the top 2 in those in each room at that contest will advance to the area speech contest.
Well, good luck.
I'm Wyatt Parker. I'm the secretary.
You don't know that guy, do you?
And I'm a sophomore. And what I'm talking about is state applications, which is basically any competition or application that is at the state level. One thing that's been recent it's called the pork derby, and you fill out an application to get a pig totally paid for from the pork council. And so everything you pay for is feed and nominations. And Jose Castro and Zach Stonehawker both did it this year, and actually Jose won grand champion at OYE, so that's a pretty big deal. That's a pretty big payday for him. Another thing is proficiencies. What it is basically an application about your main project in FFA, or it's called an SAE, but it's your main project, and they probably take 8 to 10 hours to do. And
We're 18.
I think me, Joel, Davin, we each did 2 actually. So I don't, how many was there done this year?
We submitted 7,
We submitted 7. 4 of them made it to the state level.
which was the maximum that could.
Yeah. So that basically means you got top 3 in the state. Here in a few weeks, we will go and find out how we placed at state convention. I know Haley, she applied for state chorus, and she did get it, so that's good. So yeah, just basically any state application. Have any questions?
Cool.
I'm Joe Parker, and I'm the reporter. I'm a junior, and I'm going to be talking about shooting clays and ag mechanics. I'm going to talk about shooting clays first. We have a shooting clay team at Cherokee, and it's pretty fun. We're pretty good most time. Captain Telly made it state last year in the junior team. He went and shot pretty good. Shooting clays, there's 4 stations. You shoot 5 shots at each station. There's a single and 2 doubles. They come from all different directions. And that's about it. You get up there and you shoot the best you can. We go to regionals, and if you do good at regionals, we got a one competition, an area competition, and if you do good, you go on state, and if you do good there, you can make it on stage or state convention. We just got new guns. We're having a little competition the 16th at Connors. We're going to practice at next week sometime with the new guns. Yeah, it's a pretty fun deal. We're pretty competitive. It's kind of hard to make the top team, especially as a senior, or on the senior team. Senior teams is juniors and seniors, and junior teams is 8th grade through sophomores. So that's pretty fun. But ag mechanics, so we have an ag power class, and out in the shop you can make whatever you want with metal. You can use wood to welding, torch, anything. You make whatever you want. You can make something for yourself, make something for somebody else, and then there's ag mechanics contests that you can take your projects to, and they judge you, interview you, and you can place and win money and prizes. So, yeah, that's about it. Any questions?
On your skeet shoot, you have to buy the guns?
No. All the guns and ammo are provided, and shooting and clays. So, yeah, it's a pretty good deal.
My name's Gavin Guffey, and I'm the treasurer. I'll be talking about livestock exhibiting and indoor exhibiting. A lot of people think just of livestock when you hear exhibiting, but there's also multiple other things like floriculture, and even like what he was talking about, ag mechanics. You can bring them to the local show, county show, Enid, OIE, and you can do good and place. And then like the indoor exhibits, there's anything really. Floriculture, really anything you can think of, you can find a category for it. But it's a good thing to do. Got any questions?
What, can you show animals?
Show animals. Like Wyatt said earlier, Jose did the pork derby at OIE, did really well. I think we had other kids make the premium OIE. Had really good luck at Enid. And it's a pretty good year this year for the ag kids. And we had a lot of new people this year. I think we had, how many new showers were there this year? 12 new showers, which that's the most there's been in a while, so hopefully it keeps growing though. Got any questions?
Hello, my name is Juan Castro. I'm with the Serving as your Chapter Sentinel, and I'm a senior this year. Today I'm going to talk about leadership camps / conventions and all that. One thing I love about FFA, besides doing all these competitions, is going through these leadership camps. I remember my first leadership camp went with alumni camp. I'm happy Miss Knight took me here because even though I was mad at her the first moment she took me, I'm very grateful for that moment. It made me forced to make new friends from other chapters. And over the summer, I was able to expand my friend group from not just the state of Oklahoma to all over the states. I now got friends from Kansas, Kentucky, Arkansas, Missouri, Louisiana, because of this one leadership camp I went to over the summer. The WLC, Washington Leadership Conference. The greatest opportunity I'm happily took. And the one thing I would say, I would have brought a heavy jacket. Because it was cold in that bus. But I'd rather take the cold than the heat anytime soon. But it made me wonder like how other states think about us. And most states think about us more positively than other states like California. But we all have respect for each other, and that's what I love. And now sometimes I feel alone at times. I still contact my friends from Kansas or whatever, like how you been, catching up. And most of them enjoy talking to me and all that. And when we go to competitions, and people like, I'm scared, now I might not know one. 10 seconds later I walk in, I got myself a fan crowd right there and then. Any questions?
Have you ever been to a national convention?
Oh. National convention is a bigger game than state convention. I prefer state convention, but national convention it's 10 times bigger than state and a lot more funner. And it's opportunities to see what other states, like let's say you want to go to a college outside Oklahoma. there were some options I thought about, like, I think it's a good option, but I prefer to stay home, stay in the local state, and be comfortable here.
Where is National Convention?
National Convention is in Indianapolis,
And how many times have you went?
twice.
Where's State Convention?
Tulsa. Used to be in Oklahoma City a couple years back.
How long was the bus ride? Like, how many stops did you make?
That one I can remember twice.
From Tulsa, Oklahoma to Washington DC, they stopped twice.
Wow.
When I picked him up, it was about, what, 6 o'clock in the morning? It was early. I took him to Tally's to eat. He had no process of what time it was. He wanted to order lunch. I said, Juan, it's like 6 o'clock in the morning. He's like, Miss Snyder, I've been on that bus so long, I don't even know what day it is or what time it is.
But you got to see a lot of sights on the bus, didn't you?
Yep. Been through states I've never been through, like West Virginia or Ohio or Maryland at that point. And saw some, in my view, colorful history at DC. Any questions?
So I'm Christy Snyder, the FFA advisor here, just finishing up year 6, time flies, 26 total years, and I truly enjoy my time here in Cherokee. Obviously have shining stars that I could brag on for the rest of the time you're going to be here in your meeting. We've had a very good year, very competitive year. I'm looking forward to what state convention holds this year. We have a state officer candidate, and I know that's at least the first one we've had in 6 years. I have not checked history to see the last time that Cherokee had a state officer candidate, but I'm going to guess it's been a decade plus. That's my best guess. So Davin is running for Northwest area. Back in February, we took him to what they called NOMCOM, which is nominating committee. He had to take a test and go through a series of interviews and give a speech to make the cut. They don't let everyone just run. And so he is currently running against 2 other students in Northwest area for Northwest area vice president. So we want to wish him well on that. As I believe Wyatt mentioned, proficiency applications, we had 7 of those turned in. 3 of those were turned in as the second application. So Joel, Wyatt, and Davin all turned in 2 applications, and they can only win or be in the top 3 in the state in one area. So we did the best we could with having 4 students on stage in May. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that holds. Some of you are aware we've had state winners in the past that ultimately became national winning proficiencies, Drake Williams and Brant Fales, so we hope to add to that list after this year with that. And then finally, Davin also is currently in the run for State Star in Ag Replacement. So as seniors, we will have 5 state FFA degrees. I have 7 seniors this year in FFA. 5 of those 7 will be receiving their state FFA degree. And then in addition to that, if as a junior they decide they want to run for State Star, we submit their financial records as a junior. And then when they are a senior, that child and I get to fill out additional applications. And so Davin wanted to do ag replacement, which basically means his job. So his job is working for his family farm. And he is currently, has been selected as Northwest area, which is already a big accomplishment. We did that, time flies now, 2 weeks ago about. He went to Enid and set through a series of questions, had to do a 10-slide PowerPoint presentation over his experience in specifically placement, and he was selected as Northwest area. So that within itself is a huge accomplishment. We're very proud of him for that. That means right now that he's in the top 5 in the state for ag placement. And so we are now against the 4 other areas. And last Wednesday, we went to Stillwater He did his 10 slide presentation again, and then got interviewed by 3 more judges. And we will not know whether or not he's state star until he's on stage at the BOK in May. So that's going to be very exciting. Again, we have lots of things. Haley's going to be there at the state chorus. And so I also have several students that are seniors and they're getting a career passport. So not every student, their thing is public speaking. Not every student, their thing is showing. And so we tried to highlight tonight that it really doesn't matter what your interest might be. We can find something positive to do within the FFA for all students. And so these career passports, anytime they've taken a test, these are certification tests from the time they were freshmen through their senior year. If they pass those with a 70%, they can get what's called a career passport. And so we have 6 of the 7 seniors that are getting career passports this year, which is more stage time at the BOK. Whether they decide to go or not, they will still get their career passport. And so I look at all these things and opportunities as places to just add to their resume. Whether or not they are going to stay in production agriculture or whether or not they're going to become the next governor of Oklahoma, these points and these things that they can add to their resume will help them across the board. And so I appreciate the support of our community, of the school board, of our school, because I promise you it makes my life and my job a whole lot easier when I don't have to worry about whether or not I'm supported here locally, because I promise you I am. So I appreciate you letting us come tonight. Normally we come during National FFA Week, but that got shoved into Enid Stock Show, which got shoved. We've just kind of had a shoving match all spring, but we appreciate you letting us come this evening. I'd also like to introduce my student teacher. This is Caitlin Kuykendall, and she's from Oklahoma State, and originally from Cushing, and will be graduating here in May, so very soon. And it's been a joy to have her this semester. I had never met her. I knew the Kuykendall name from Cushing because I'm originally from Perkins, and figured out that I know her grandparents. That's how long I've been gone. And but it's been a joy to have her, and I hope that when she looks back on this experience, it might not have been the easiest experience, but I've tried to make it as real world as possible. Because if you're going to survive in the profession that I have chose, you do a whole lot of running. And so I hope, if nothing else, I've shown her real world and not covered it up. And the real world of an ag teacher is fun. There's days that, yeah, it's like, oh my gosh. But the overall, when you get calls from kids, I'm going April 18th to watch 2 of my kids graduate from Mount Mogi. They called me. They didn't have to. And I'm going to see kids that have beat the odds. That's why I'm still here. And it does make a difference.
Very good. How many FFA members do we have currently?
55, 54?
55. One has me for 2 hours, so enrollment is 56. Single kids, 55.
Which is continuing to go up, so it's good.
Yeah. When I got here, I was at 28. So, and 55 is, I'll be real honest, that's a pretty good number. I've had as many as 80 in the last 26 years, and I can tell you 80, there was easily 30 of them that were just dodging something else. They didn't necessarily want to be in ag, but they didn't want to be in whatever. And so 55 is a good number. We have young students coming in. We're graduating 7 this year, and so it's a good program.
It's great. It's a great program.
Well, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
We'd like to invite all of you to the banquet. You'll get your official invitation, but May 13th, which will be after the state convention, so that's when you can hear all the results from state convention. May 13th is basically just a local celebration of our students that will happen out at the fairgrounds. Farmer's Table caters it, so it's good food, and it is a good time to highlight the achievements of these students.
I'd just like to say, I hope you seniors have set your goals high after you graduate. And so, the rest of you, I hope you set your goals high, or when you get your diploma, you can go far, all of you.
Thank you very much. You guys are welcome to leave or stay.
We now have our monthly FFA meeting, so we're going to conduct our meeting now.
Thank you, guys.
Yep.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Guys, take care.
We'll move on to item number 5, approval of the consent agenda. I'll let Mr. Schombacher go through A through F on that if he desires.
I'll start with, unless there's any questions over the minutes in March. Now, let's go to B, our general fund. And all this right here is what you'll want to look at. It should be in that packet there that's stapled with the special meeting.
Okay. Right. Thank you.
So, nothing really this month that's out of the ordinary. Everything with our general fund purchases here is just our normal monthly. Did you find it?
Yeah.
Okay. If there's any questions on there, like I said, most of these are all just normal monthly expenses. We have had a few, they're not, the ones listed on here are not too expensive. We did have a air conditioner problem on one of our buses, and so we found out today it's a valve that has to be fixed, so it's gonna be about $1,300 to fix that.
One of the big chiefs or the yellows?
Yeah,
Big chief.
yeah, one of the cheap buses. But they should be able to get to it pretty quick, because we're gonna be needing those buses
Yes.
on the road in the next couple of weeks, as busy as we get. So we've had a few of those little expenses come up. Like I said, as far as general fund this month, it's all pretty much the same monthly, just normal monthly expenses there. Building fund, really there's just one on there, other than payroll for this month, to prevent a pest, for monthly spraying. We have them come in once a month and they go through both buildings, and Luke does a really good job helping us out with all of those things, and so I know he probably could charge us more to do what he does, but he doesn't, and so we appreciate that. Doesn't look like our Keystone payment showed up in this pay cycle for child nutrition, which means that next month it'll probably be on there twice. And that happens, that just sometimes depending on the date and when we can pay things and when our meeting is. So that will happen some. I know in our general fund, next month you'll see our electric bill will look like it's twice as much, but it's 2 months worth, just the way it hits, so. Anyway, that was just a little extra information there on that. Activity fund report. No, Kendra has any specific things on there. I'm sure we've had some baseball umpires. We just had our first track meet, so we will have had some receipts on entry fees for that. Not a lot other than track entry fees coming in this time of year to the athletic activity fund, I should say. A lot more goes out in the spring. Anything specific, Kendra, that she hears?
No, I'm here.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
normal.
Treasurer's report. That would be this one right here. It's got all the different fund balances. Yeah, it might be on that one. I usually just talk about the second page or page 1 is what it says. As you can see, our fund balances are pretty much staying the same right now. Now, they will go down, especially in May when we catch up with payroll. I will have a lot more detailed financial report next month for everybody to look at and get a little bit better idea of where we're going to finish the year with carryover projections. We will have eaten into the carryover a little bit this year in our building fund and general fund, mainly because things got more expensive. We did purchase Suburban and a car, so we did have some additional expenses that we don't usually. And gross production continues to kind of go down. So that's kind of a double-edged sword. When they talk about, price of oil going down at the pump, that also means our revenue goes down. And so it's kind of one of those things, and that's where we're at. But like I said, next month, I plan to have some projections for you to kind of give you an idea of where we're going to finish the year and what I think that might look like for next year. And then what we need to do. But like I said, it's not super great news, but I feel pretty confident that we're in a good place considering. So kind of riding those ups and downs and trying to find a little more level ground. Again, all those funds kind of remain steady there, so as far as treasurer's report, that's not really anything to go into detail yet. No. We have one resignation, Kelsey Gibson, who's a paraprofessional. Her husband will be having a baby soon, and I believe she's going to try to maybe stay at home. So she submitted her letter of resignation to be effective at the end of the school year, and I have that here. I don't know if you all want.
I think we had a copy.
Okay, you got a copy? Okay. Fundraisers, we had a couple turned in. FCCLA would like to do the Egg My Yard, and they found some license plates, frames. Not sure how old they are, but they would like to sell them, so that sounds good to me. So we have those on there, and then the sophomores submitted a fundraiser for to sell Cherokee cups, plastic cups. I don't know if there's cheap head on it or what it is, but they would like to sell those. So those are the two groups that submitted fundraisers for this month.
Have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Make a motion to approve A through F.
I'll second.
Carter?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
6 and 7 were put on this agenda, but they were special meetings, so we just keep over those. Yep.
Number 8 is the principal and superintendent's report.
On March 27th, our 4th graders went to Oklahoma City to the circus, and I just want to thank the Masons for doing that. They took a little break after COVID, but they did it last year, and the kids always really enjoy it. It's fun for them to get to attend that circus. Our 5th and 6th academic team competed at state on March 29th in Dale, Oklahoma. That was Grayson Arnold, Sophia Baldwin, Hayden Hansel, Kinley Peterson, Preston Pruitt, and Gavin Stacy. Didn't quite turn out the way they wanted, but it was a fun experience nonetheless. Track is in full swing. We have a track meet here on Wednesday. Also, I just want to mention that pre-enrollment for next year is open, and I would really encourage everybody to pre-enroll. Even if you're already attending Cherokee Public Schools, let us know that you're coming back next year. It helps us plan for, plans for next year and how many we're going to have in classes and stuff like that. Mrs. Ware took 5 of our 5th graders to the Sealing Music Festival on Friday, and they all received superior ratings. And that's Sophia Baldwin, Harley Murray, Preston Pruitt, Natalie Eckhart, and Mercedes Nelson.
Other than that, we're really just hitting it hard and trying to finish the rest of our standards and prepare for state tests that are coming up at the end of April. So.
Chiefs basketball team received the Distinguished Academic Plaque by having a minimum cumulative GPA of 3.5 and ranked in the upper 10% of our respective class. I got that in the mail. Actually, it must have came on Friday because it was out there when I got here this morning, in the box. The Lady Chiefs basketball team was awarded the OSSA Academic Achievement Award. This is awarded to teams that have a cumulative grade point average of 3.25 or above. Speech and debate were the regional runner-up. They leave this Thursday after school to go to state speech and debate in Tulsa. Prom was last weekend. Mr. Jansen, Mr. Vedder, and the junior class did an amazing job. Also thanks to the parents and everyone that helped out. It is greatly appreciated. March 27th, 26th, and 27th, FCCLA took 22 students to state competition. 19 of those students placed in the top 3, and we'll find out their rank at state convention on Thursday. They leave Wednesday at 1 to go to state FCCLA convention. Those students are Maggie Johnson, Addie Biggerstaff, Harper Larimore, Lindsay Wessels, Jaylee McHenry, Kaminskas, Christina Salinas, Kendall Collins, Laney Price, Emma Smith, Montana Ledford, Veronica Castro, Alyssa Flater, Madeline Salmon, Jennifer Salinas, Kaylee Eckhart, Zoe Stout, Tessa Littlefield, Taylor Allison, and Kinley Patterson. Our chapter is also being recognized for being a chapter of excellence, gold level chapter. This places us in the top 20 chapters out of our 400 chapters in Oklahoma. Christina Salinas was selected to be top 20 finalist for the National Leadership Scholarship. If she is chosen as an award recipient, she will receive an all-expenses-paid trip to our national convention this summer, valued at $2,500. We had a student do the same thing last year, so hopefully they know the path to do that. Davin was named as a top 15 finalist for the National Member of the Year Award. This award is the highest honor an FCCLA member can receive. We are very proud of him and wish him luck moving forward. February Students of the Month were high school Tyson Ream and Gracia Jackson, and our junior high were Colton Fisher and Kaylee Eckhart. And that is sponsored by our Education Foundation. They each received a $10 gift card to Jiffy Trip. And I can't tell you the markings yet because I'm going to tell them tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow. So, and like she said, please get pre-enrolled. This will help us with our class schedule, knowing where we can split classes and can't split classes and everything, because that's very important.
I threw mine in with theirs on the agenda this month. So, a little bit of a legislative update. I've got about 20 pages here of bills that are still being discussed that has something to do with education. I won't go through all 20 pages. But there are a few notable ones that I do think will probably end up passing in some form that will have some effect on us. Nothing too major, but just some things to keep an eye on. Of course, the cell phone bills, there's one in the House and there's one in the Senate. Both look very similar. I do think that there will be something that comes of that. I don't know yet if it will require a lot of changes in our policy. But it could, and so I think that again is going to be something that we need to keep an eye on. There is a bill right now that would replace the chronic absenteeism area on the state report cards, and if that happens, it would probably help our report cards because we do still have several students that are considered chronically absent. For one reason or another. As the bill is written currently, in place of that, schools would be required to do some climate surveys. So staff surveys, parent surveys, teacher surveys. We do that. I don't know if they would qualify under the stipulations in this bill, but we do that with our Capturing Kids' Hearts program that we use. We send out surveys to all of those different areas. So whether that becomes a set survey, I don't know. We'll just kind of have to keep an eye on that. But it could have an effect on school report cards. So just something to watch. Another thing, and Mr. Pruitt and I have talked about this one a lot, another bill would create a reporting system for administrators when a student withdraws from school and they don't re-enroll. Because we've had some issues in the past. We've found some ways to deal with it. But when that happens, a lot of times, if that student never re-enrolls, they were being counted as a dropout on our end because they were the last school that they attended. So what would happen is parents would withdraw them and say they're going to homeschool them, and we don't know if they did, or there was no other school that they enrolled in. So we were really being penalized when that happened. So this would create a reporting system with the State Department, and so I thought that was one that there could be some value in that. Another one, I just thought this was interesting. I know there's a bill out there because I've had lots of people ask this about streaming rights for athletic contests during the playoffs. They're trying to get a bill passed to where if we have a streaming service like Squirtle that we use, and we're in the playoffs, as it is now, the OSSAA charges us, what, $300-400 a round?
Goes up each round. So usually starts at $300, goes up $50 a week.
Yeah, so there's a bill to address that, and had lots of people ask, about playoff games and streaming, and it gets pretty expensive.
Does that mean you go basketball?
That's each sport, each weekend.
Yeah, so it can add up in a hurry. So there's a bill out there to address that. I thought that was kind of interesting, and it's still going. Another one that I really want to keep an eye on is about teacher salaries. There's a bill that would add 10 years to the minimum salary schedule. So currently it kind of cuts off at 25 and sets that salary cap. This bill would add 10 years to that and extend that out to 35. With a pay step increase each year of around $500 or $600. So from 25 to 35 per teacher, right now it's around a $5,000 or $6,000 increase. And I'm all for teacher pay raises, but there's not a word in there about how it's going to be funded. So I'm a little cautious on that one. If they're not going to fund it, and we have a lot of teachers that have over 25 years of experience. And like I said, I'm not saying that they're not worth it, but if the state's not going to help us out and fund those things, and it becomes our burden once again to fund another teacher pay raise, it's going to be a problem.
Would it help to call a legislator that I know?
No,
Okay.
it won't. I'm just going to say that.
I'm just asking, just asking.
Nope. I've tried 100 times.
Good.
So that's one that definitely needs to be, we need to keep an eye on. Last thing, I've got a letter here from a second grade student. He wanted me to share this with the school board. So this is second grade student Harrison. It says, "Dear school board, thank you for paying the water bill and the electric bill, and thank you for paying the teacher. Thank you for everything you do." So they gave that to me last week, and they wanted me to read that at the school board meeting. So thank you, Harrison. Pass that around, you guys can look at it. So that's all I have in my superintendent's report for this month.
All right, thank you. Item 9, proposed executive session to discuss employment status of certified and support personnel.
Make a motion
Okay. I'll second that.
Parker,
Yes.
Michaels,
Yes.
Poe,
Yes.
Gibson, yes. Collins.
Move back into open session.
I'll second. Parker,
Yes.
Michaels,
Yes.
Poe,
Yes.
Gibson, yes. Collins.
Yes. In executive session, we discussed the employment status of certified and/or support personnel as listed on attachment A for the school year 25-26, so that the board can return to open session and vote to employ or not employ certified and/or support personnel as listed on attachment A for the school year 25-26 pursuant to 25 OS 307B1.
I would recommend that all employees certified in support on attachment A to also include Justin Schombacher under certified staff be approved.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second. Parker?
Yes.
Michaels?
Yes.
Vogt?
Yes.
Gibson? Yes. Collins? Yes.
Item 12, discussion vote to approve or not approve the contract for audit of 24-25 finance by S&B Associates.
So we use this year to do the fiscal year 24 audit, so we have another contract here to approve, and I would like to use them again, they're good to work with.
I'll make a motion that we use S&B Associates again for audit.
Second. Parker?
Yes.
Michaels?
Yes.
Vogt?
Yes.
Collins? Yes. Gibson? Yes.
And item 13 will be discussion vote to approve or not approve the district class size capacity numbers.
We're just at that point again. We would leave it exactly the same as it was before. Just real quick, I'll go through our current class sizes as of April 1st. Pre-K 20, kindergarten had 21 students, first and second grade both have 27. Third grade, 33, fourth grade 20, fifth grade 33. Sixth grade has 37, seventh grade has 35, eighth grade there are 31 students, ninth grade has 36, 10th grade 27, 11th grade 35, and 12th grade at 24. So we set our capacity numbers based on our class sizes, projected class sizes, and schedule and teacher availability. Our capacities in each of those grades would be just under or right at where those current numbers are. So we would not have any room for any more transfers at this point.
Just for discussion, that would be out of district transfers, in district.
Yeah, if they live in district, it doesn't really matter where our capacity is, we have to take them.
It's just out of district that matters, right?
Yep. Okay. Yeah, we would not be taking any out of district transfers right now.
I make a motion to accept it.
Second.
Parker?
Yes.
Michaels?
Yes.
Vogt?
Yes.
Gibson? Yes. Collins? Yes.
14 is, I don't know of any new business.
No new business.
And then item 15,
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second. Parker?
Yes.
Michaels?
Yes.
Vogt?
yes.
Gibson?